Good afternoon, social media friends. And for those of you who have, um, shared your time with us in this video podcast series headlined Real Living in Bridgeport, thank you for your continued loyalty. Or I don't know, it's Friday. Maybe you're at work, you're goofing off, your boss is not around, and you're thinking, hey, let me kind of troll what's on YouTube, what's on social media, and maybe consume some content that just might interest and benefit me. And if that is your purpose for tuning in today's episode, well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. For those of you who may be wondering, am I at the right place? Well, let's do a gut check. This video podcast series, Real Living in Bridgeport, it's Bridgeport, one of the neighborhoods of Chicago, Illinois metropolitan. It is not Bridgeport, Illinois. It is not Bridgeport, Connecticut. So if you're at the right place, hey, stay tuned, stay with us. We're going to have some fun today. So by the way, for those of you who may be watching and who's wondering, hey, so far I'm kind of liking the vibe of this live stream, but I don't know anything about Bridgeport. Well, I'm going to share it with you right here in this split screen. Bridgeport is, like I said, one of Chicago's 70-something neighborhoods. It is in the southern end of downtown Chicago. And as you will see shortly, it's a very diverse neighborhood. A different mix of housing stock, both blue collar, white collar, and I guess the word is what is it? Gentrification. Is it already on that track? I think it is. I think it is. So, with all of that said, let me bring in my co-host today, Mr. Warren Wu. Hello, Warren.
Hi, Bill. Hello, everyone.
How are you today?
Pretty good. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday back to you. By the way, before we get into the serious stuff, how was your Chinese New Year celebration? Good?
It was good. A lot of hongbao and ate a lot of food. Gained a few pounds.
So you got a lot of hongbao. Did you? So I got to ask the question. Did you break even? Did you make money or did you lose money?
Probably lose money because I have to give more out to kids.
Yeah, same for me, man. Every year, we got to bleed the wallet a little bit. My hope, Warren, let's call it like it is. My hope is that your nieces and nephews, those kids that know you, that look up to you, the same for me. Let's fast forward 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Hell, we hope they are your future sellers and buyers, et cetera, et cetera. Don't you agree?
Yes, I completely agree.
Right on, right on. So with that said, why don't you lead us off today in today's episode with dropping any market update as to what's happening with real estate in Bridgeport.
So the market in Bridgeport has pretty much been very stagnant. No one's moving out.
No, why? Come on, people.
No one wants to sell. I think people who wanted to buy bought when the rates were low in the 2021 time frame, and now rates are so high, it's roughly around 7% that they don't want to move.
Yes, the so-called Warren, you know this, you've heard this, the so-called mortgage locked-in effect. I hear that all the time. Now, I'm going to push back on that whole concept. For those of you who bought recently, right, 2021, I completely understand. You're not ready to move yet. Why? Because you bought the home, perhaps of your dreams, or it was your dream. And let's be real, Warren, I think you can attest to this. Even though you're in the business of real estate, moving is tough. Moving it takes work, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So if you bought recently, both Warren and I understand completely. You're not ready to do it again, right? You're not ready to do it again. And of course, this mortgage lock-in effect seems to be what I call your golden handcuffs. However, let me now pivot. For those of you who didn't buy recently, you had no reason to buy recently, but who are thinking, hey, Warren, Bill, I'm not too happy with where I'm at. I want to look at this, meaning fill in the blank. I want a better scenery. I want more space. I want to be closer to my new friends or family members that I'm too far away from. By the way, I don't know about some of you, but some family members, it's okay to be just far enough away from them. That said, though, let's get real. If you may be owning a property today that you're scratching your head, you're thinking, you know what, I'm kind of looking forward to whatever that next chapter is. Warren didn't say this, but I will, because I'm a consumer just like you. When no one is selling, when there's no inventory, right, Warren?
Right. There's really no inventory right now.
No inventory. That means your property, even though you may be somewhat happy with it, for someone else, it might be their Taj Mahal. So if you are thinking about selling anytime soon, what Warren is saying without saying it is, hey, you can get top dollar. And my pushback on this mortgage locked-in effect is simply this. Don't let the low rate mortgage handcuff you. Can I be honest with you why? It's because at the end of the day, that low rate mortgage, hello, it's still debt. It's not income to you. So why not get rid of the place you're not altogether happy about, move to the next chapter, get that better scenery, live closer to all of your family members, all of them. And along the way, Warren can show you how to get top dollar. That's income, people, big dollar signs, to get you to the next chapter, to where you want to be. So now that we've talked about that, thanks for sharing, Warren, that there's really no inventory right now. So if you are a seller, hell, you can command top dollar, unless, I'll be honest with you, unless your place is just really a big, ugly duckling. That's a different conversation, different episode. We'll talk about that later. So let's now move the conversation, Warren, to kind of the news, the buzz that you and I have heard about. And that is, there's this chatter, the buzz about the White Sox wanting to move to a newer stadium, right?
Right.
And by the way, that move is not like the buzz of the Bears, where they're trying to move from Chicago to the effing suburbs. This is like 10-mile move, right?
Yes, or more, more than 10 miles.
Okay. So in your opinion, as a real estate broker, how do you see this affecting the business of real estate? Is it going to create a big boom, or what's your opinion?
It's definitely hard to say. For the locals, they might not like it, because if they were like traffic free, now they have to deal with a lot of traffic.
True. And not enough parking in the city, which is
Right.
Yeah, which is a common challenge. But guess what? Maybe there's more people scootering.
Go green.
Go green. Go green. All right. So now that we touched on that subject just a little bit, I'm curious, audience members. I'm curious to get your feedback. Feel free to drop a post, your comment, your opinion, 2 cents worth. Maybe it's worth more, as to whether you think the potential move of the Chicago White Sox to a new stadium, is it a good thing, a bad thing, or somewhere in between? We love to hear from you. And let's get real, Warren. If it might just create a big boom with real estate, you'll be selling lots of real estate, man.
in terms of real estate, I think it will be great, but it's just a matter of locals living in the neighborhood. We have to deal with more traffic because more people will be coming in for like restaurants, bars. So it's good for
Yeah.
local business.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What I foresee though is maybe the potential that there may be more condo developments. I mean, I see some new condo developments already getting stood up in Bridgeport, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I think that potential could get very real.
Yes.
Yeah. So in that sense, with our conversation moving to condos, today, both Warren and I have the pleasure. We're excited. Why? Because, well, in this episode, unlike other ones, it's not just the two of us playing Batman Robin, hitting the tennis ball back and forth. Today, guys, we're glad to welcome a friend of Warren's, a new friend of mine, Mr. James Liu, into the conversation. So let's bring him in. Hello, James.
Hi, James.
Oh, James, you're muted. We see you talking, but yeah.
Let's find the mute button here.
You got it.
So James, before bringing you into this conversation today, I hinted at, the dynamicism, the gentrification that's already in play within Bridgeport, South Loop. And of course, I touched upon like condo developments, right? Would you like to share with our audience members who may not know you, either personally or your business, would you care to share with everyone listening, watching, what is it that you do?
Yeah. So I founded a property management company here located in the South Loop. So right on State Street, across the street from the Chase Bank and where OPEC Thai used to be, Cullerton and State. So that's where we're located, our office location. But we manage properties in the Bridgeport neighborhood, the Chinatown neighborhood, Armour Park neighborhood, and we recently started managing an association over in the Bronzeville neighborhood as well. So yeah, how I started was I was just the board president of an association where I, own a unit in. The management company in place, they weren't doing a good job, so we actually went through many different management companies until the board decided, hey, why don't you, James, board president, manage this association for free for us and see, for free. I was doing it for free. Yeah, where it leads us. And then eventually I was able to, especially financial wise, turn things around, people became happy of what I was doing as a board president. And then I went like, I can't do this for free anymore, and it's a conflict of interest that I am managing the building's finances while I am a board member.
True.
So I suggested that, okay, why don't you start your own company and we'll give you a contract to manage this association. And it just went on from there. So I've never marketed myself, all from, positive testimonials, word of mouth. Now that it's been 7 years now, 8 years now that I've been doing this, and now I have 12 associations under my management company. So
wow. So the cliche, the word is starting a new business. If you can make it past, easily past the first year, past the second year. James, you're what, 7 years into running and owning your business?
8 years now, yeah.
That's pretty good. Hey, one more year, number 8, you're gonna be 𝙍𝙬𝙖𝙡. Come on, right?
Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, let's hope so. I don't. That's not my goal. I guess my goal is just to expand it in terms of my portfolio, not revenue wise. I mean, it's just that this is what I'm happy doing, and I'm glad I'm doing it. I'm glad I have the opportunity to do it, and people trust me, and they continue to give me business. That's what that matters.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, by the way, audience members, sorry to make it a private joke. As you can see, all three of us are Asians. We're all bilingual. James and Warren, they speak probably English better than I do because I wasn't born here in the U.S. However, not to keep it a private joke, the number 8 in Chinese carries special meaning. It tends to allude to and mean fortune and prosperity. And that's why I just joked with James about, hey, one more year, you're going to be effing prosperous.
Yeah, you're the dragon. This is the year.
Yeah, yeah. And Warren, have you worked any secrets when you are representing a seller and you explain to them, especially the Chinese Asian seller, hey, let's make sure we drop a few eights into the listing sales price, right?
Right. More eights, less fours.
Yes, so true. Oh, by the way, audience members, if you're not Asian, why do we stay away from the number numeric 4? Well, it's because it means death. Who wants that? All right. So let's come back to James's business. James, describe the ideal persona of an association that is a good matchup for your business?
Well, I don't think there's any specific persona that we try to, put a cap on. It's just that we only manage properties that has established association. We don't do private properties. We don't do individual units. So having a board of directors that's already in place is what we try to do. So we also start to manage new buildings if there's a new construction building.
Really?
That developers started to build, and then they need the management to come in to when they turn it over to the owners. That's something that we're happy to help establish a board, happy to establish a budget, but there's no persona that we lock ourselves in. So
okay, all right. Hey, thank you for tipping your hand as to that pillar of a client that you're looking for. For those of you watching Warren, James, and myself today, if you may be that condo developer, or you are someone close enough to a condo developer, and eventually you want to get your hands off of managing the association, apparently James is the man here. So easily look him up. As you can see from his name and caption, my guess is you can just Google search him and you'll kind of bubble up to page 1, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just Google us, you can find us there. So, yeah.
So James, I think before asking you to share your time with Warren and myself in today's episode, you and I had a conversation offline. And of course, I asked some questions about so what is universal property management? How did you get started? So let me share this with you, remind you, like you, I also served on a condo board, right? Would you agree? It's kind of a thankless job.
It is. It definitely is. So some of the properties that we manage now were self-managed by the board before we took over as a management perspective. So there is a thankless job. People knock on their door all the time. Oh, I have something wrong with my unit. Can you come in and fix it? The elevator is down. Can you call someone in? So so some of the buildings we manage, are in that shape or form that is self-managed. So then we come in, help them out. We change the dynamic of the association.
Okay. And so am I correct to know this? When a condo association has made the smart decision to turn over management operation to your business, you do everything soup to nuts, the entire gamut, right?
We do everything from financial to managing the operations of the building to compliance, with fire department codes, with building codes. We deal with any issue that anything building comes up that has a column element to it. We take care of it. If there's lawsuits, building violations, we take care of all that. So
lawsuits. So you're kind of hinting at sometimes unit owners get into little tit for tats.
Yeah, of course. They do. No matter where you go, there's always people that wants to stir a pot a little bit. So
true. So that's when you, as the owner of your property management business, you have to be the referee on the field. Like, okay, people, here's the common sense way to deal with this, right?
Yes, the common sense, the legal way to do it. Yes, we follow everything by the books, by the Illinois Condo Act. So,
right on. All right. So as we wrap up today's episode of Real Living in Bridgeport, James, care to drop in your opinion, your comments as to with the White Sox moving somewhere in the South Loop, What's your take on that? Is that a good thing, bad thing? What do you think?
I think it's a good thing. I think it's definitely a good thing. That piece of land that stadium could possibly be built has been vacant for such a long time, and
Right.
something needs to go up. Yeah, and if it's not the White Sox moving, it's different associations could take it over. Like for example, the UIC is trying to build a hub there.
Right.
So
right. And maybe just maybe for anyone watching our conversation today who may work for the Chicago White Sox, hey, maybe if you pull this off with, of course, the state's help, the city's help, maybe you can create your own Taylor Swift golden touch, right? Where you level up all of the businesses in Bridgeport, South Loop, Chinatown, right? I say a big applause to that. All right, everyone. As we wrap up today's conversation between Warren, my co-host, my guest today, James, and myself, should you need to start a conversation with Warren and or myself, because the place that you own, the place that you live in today may not be where you want to be, and you want to get to the next chapter. It's real simple. Simply scan the QR codes that you see here. Warren and or myself will be glad to start a conversation with you to understand how and where and how quickly we can help you. So, James, thank you for dropping in, sharing your time with us, and explaining to us that at the very core of your business, you're the best referee on the field, keeping all parties sane and living harmoniously, right?
that's the goal. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. All right, Warren, until I see you in 2 weeks. So for now, everyone watching this as an on-demand video, thanks for tuning in today. We will see you soon. Enjoy your Friday and enjoy this weekend.
All right, take care, guys.